Hey, Schmack and McGob, everybody. This is a donation from Jess Tilley. And Jess Tilley wants me to put these two wrestling albums against each other. WWF, the wrestling album, versus Piledriver. And I was around back then, man. I didn't buy these albums, but you know, I was really into wrestling, especially at this time. I go back to Gordon Soley and Florida wrestling, you know, back in the 70s and early 80s. But I became like pretty fanatical for a little while. It didn't last long. You know, I'm not a big wrestling guy anymore. I don't keep up with it, but my God, watching wrestling back then was everything. And I loved the heels. I didn't like the good guys. I just didn't. I loved the heels. My favorite, Roddy Piper, hands down. But I love Jesse the Body. Listen, McMahon. You know, and he's all over this album. What's Captain Lou gonna do? Play with the rubber bands on his face and shit like that. It's funny. I loved Jesse the Body back then. I loved Nikolai Brokaw. I loved the Iron Sheik. If you were a bad guy, and one that a lot of people didn't like, that was a heel, that even people that, like my friends back then, they loved Piper and all the heels, but they all hated the Honky Tonk Man. I freaking loved the Honky Tonk Man. I remember when he won the the belt. The International, is that what it's? Intercontinental. When he won the Intercontinental, just thinking about it. Wrestling has an intercontinental belt for wrestling. I remember when he beat, I think it was Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, and it was on a regular wrestling show. This didn't happen on no pay-per-view shit. And all my friends got so pissed, and I was like, yes. But I didn't like Steamboat, man. He was too good. I don't like the good guys. But anyway, so I've never heard these records. Now, yeah, I've heard a couple songs, you know, but I haven't heard it in its entirety. Hey, man, it was a hoot. It was fun listening to this. It was funny in spots, and you know, and some heartwarming parts. That made me a little sad, I ain't gonna lie. All right, let's start with Land of a Thousand Dances. This is like an all-star year, everybody in it. Roddy Piper, a bunch of people. And that's going against Girls in Car. I don't care for that song. I didn't really care for either one, to tell you the truth. I never liked Na 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 Na. Ted Nugent did it too. I don't like that song, but it wins. I'm going to give it to that one. All right, next. Grab the Cakes versus Piledriver. And I remember Piledriver had a video. It was with Coco Beware. I didn't like Coco Beware. He was a good guy. Looked like a parrot, or he carried around a parrot. And Junkyard Dog was a good guy too, but I liked him. There's few exceptions of good guys that I like, and Junkyard Dog was one of them. And rest in peace. He passed away from a car accident. What a bummer. Junkyard Dog, he was awesome. I'm giving it to Junkyard Dog. All right, next. Real American versus Honky Tonk Man. I am a real American. I hate that song. And rest in peace, Hulk Hogan. But at the time, I was like, fuck Hulk Hogan, man. It's all about Roddy, man, and Macho Man. I loved all those when they were heels, you know? So, Honky Tonk Man, that video, and I remember I recorded that video on VHS because it's just so hilarious. I'm just a honky tonk man. I'm cool. I'm cocky. I'm bad. You can tell he ain't even playing his guitar. He's doing a guitar solo behind his head and stuff. I gotta search for that video on YouTube. It's been a long time. But I loved him and Jimmy Hart being that little annoying manager. I love Jimmy Hart. I'm giving it to Honky Tonk Man. He's cool. He's cocky. He's bad. All right, next. Eat Your Heart Out. This is where Ring Springfield and Jimmy Hart going against Demolition, which is Rick Derringer. I liked it. I thought it was a rockin' tune. I'm giving it to Demolition. All right, next. Captain Lou's History of Music versus Jive Soul Bro. Let me tell you, man, Jive Soul Bro is like slick, which I love too. He was like this manager, he was like a pimp, and he's really bad at rapping, and it's so bad it's awesome. But I gotta go with Captain Lou's History of Music only because George the Animal Steel, who was another good guy I liked. More, yeah, you know? He was actually a normal guy. I mean, for a while I didn't know that. I thought he really was kind of mental, you know? But I found out later it's all an act. I was like, oh really? He's really good at being mental. And that's what made me sad listening to this. Oh, George the Animal Steel, man. How he would like eat the turnbuckles and stuff. And he loved Elizabeth, bro. George the Animal. Rest in peace. All right. Yeah, I'm giving it to Captain Lou's History of Music. Next. Oh, let's pick a random album. Let's go right here. Right here, not far at all. So this episode is being brought to you by Jess, Tilly, and... Oh, man. You know what? Fuck it. It was a different album. This is like my favorite band, man, out of the last 10 years. This one's called Out of the Garden. Crip Sermon. And you know what? The last time I picked, some guy left a comment. Some dude, he said, hey, man, I checked out Crip Sermon because of me picking out. He goes, and I checked it out and it was fucking awesome. This is fucking awesome as well. Crip Sermon is my pick. All right? 2 times in a row. Whatever. All right. Next. Hulk Hogan's theme versus Crank It Up. All right. Hulk Hogan's theme is like an instrumental. It's kind of like they're out of ideas. We need a song. Let's just slap on an instrumental. It's terrible. Versus Crank It Up with his Jimmy Hart. It's stupid, but it's Jimmy Hart. It wins. All right, next. For Everyone. This is with Roddy Piper. It's not really good, but it's my favorite wrestler of all time. And it's going against Waking Up Alone, which I didn't care for. Hillbilly Jim. Roddy takes that one. I'm giving it to Roddy. All right, next. Tutti Frutti versus Stand Back. All right. Tutti Frutti's Mean Gene, and it's not good, but it's Mean Gene. Where Stand Back, it's terrible with Vince McMahon. And there's actually a live performance of Vince McMahon performing this with a bunch of chicks and wrestlers. I think Macho Man's on the trumpet and Hulk Hogan's on the bass, which Hulk Hogan can play bass. He wanted to be in Metallica. But I gotta go with Tutti Frutti, man. Because that Vince McMahon song is freaking really bad. And God bless Mean Gene Okerlund. Another kind of good guy, right? There's a lot of clips online, on YouTube of where they goof up. And I love when Mean Gene is like interviewing wrestler and they're so freaking crazy, like he ends up laughing and breaks, so I have to redo it. I love those clips. Yeah, Mean Gene, man, wins. All right, next is Don't Go Messing with a Country Boy. It's that stupid country bumpkin shit with Hillbilly Jim. Against Rock and Roll Hoochie Coo, which is, it's cool. It's a remake of it. It's good. It wins. All right, the last song. This one's great. This may be my favorite on here. Cara Mia. It's Nikolai Brokov singing like some, I don't know, some Russian shit. Brr, brr. And you know, at the time, I mean, Russia was public enemy #1 to the Americans. That's what I loved about wrestling back then. They would make Nikolai Brokoff and the Iron Sheik like tag team partners, and they'd spit on the American flag in front of all the wrestling American loving fans. Boo! You stupid Americans! Dig, definitely giving that to Nikolai Brokoff. So Jess is the final score. And there you go. 6-4. But anyway, that's my track by track. Everybody out there, you know these two albums. I know a lot. A lot of people grew up on these albums because timeline's everything, And I loved wrestling, but I didn't love it that much. I do have somewhere. Actually, I know where it is. It's right there. Yeah, let me grab it. Look at what I got, man. I'm very proud that I own this. I have the Roddy Piper thumb wrestler. Remember that commercial for this? You and your friends, you get like the Roddy Piper thumb. You stick your thumb up its butt. And you get your friend to get a Hulk Hogan one, and they both fight against each other. Oh, yeah? I got a Roddy Piper thumb wrestler. I have him up there sitting on Pokey. Pokey from the Gumby show. Anyway, thank you, Jess. I really do appreciate it. And everybody out there, thank you for watching. If you'd like to donate, I got a PayPal in the description below. And please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. I just thought of something. I own Roddy Piper shirts. I screwed up there. I should have put on a Hot Rod shirt. But anyway, please subscribe to my channel, ring the little notification bell, and like the video. It's good for the YouTube algorithms. So stay frosty, watch, they live, and smack 'em a cow.